I'll just give it a few seconds to see if we're live. I think we are. I hope we are. Hello everyone, and welcome back to round 2 here for the Academy League. We're here for round 2 here at Portimao in this wonderful track based in the south of Portugal. Like I quickly said at the start, round 2 of the Academy Season 5, and I'm in the commentary box for today's race and probably the rest of the season to see out this season of Academy. Never commentated on the Academy League before. I've done the Freshman, done the Premier, I've done 1 Super League, maybe 2 Super League actually, but here I am for the Academy League here at this beautiful track. Have to say, Codemasters have done such a good job putting it in the game this year. One of my favourite tracks, I'd say, to be honest. Got a combination of high, low, medium speed corners, lots of elevation change, everything you want in a Grand Prix. We're here now for the 18-minute qualifying session, 14.5 minutes of those left. We've already had 3.5 minutes. Around this very overcast track, it seems to be the clouds are covering the circuit in great force and could potentially see some wet weather for the end of this session, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We've got a few drivers out in laps. Let's just get things on screen. Dutchy, by the way, puts on provisional pole position, but is quickly beaten by Liam 567, and it's going to be another season where I have to get used to everyone's names, which is something that I am pretty awful at. But Reggie now goes 3/10 clear of Liam on the top step of the grid for now. That's quickly beaten by our Pitter, and then that's quickly beaten again by Piet. I'm going to go with Piet for that one. Duncan's able to put his beautiful pink and purple car up into 3rd position using the multiplayer cars for the Academy League. And just bear with me, I'm going to check how my audio sounds. Okay, all good. I know I was having issues earlier on in the week, but you can hear me in full force, and that's Reggie taking an unconventional route over the curb down at the middle sector. Can't remember what turn it is, but it's a very tricky corner, and one that's really easy to get on this inside curve here. Duncan doesn't done, and really easy here to get on that inside curve and put the power down too soon, as Duncan is demonstrating. That's 2 spins in about 2 cars, and someone else has had it off. I think that's Whiskey down at the 5th, so turn 5 I think, or turn 6. Let's see if he can negotiate this corner. We've got another spin at turn 1. I think that's Skeldog. Yeah, Skeldog, your winner of round 1 at Bahrain. Currently in 2nd place on the mediums, only 1/10 off a soft runner's time. So that's a good lap from Skeldog. I think someone might have had another off. There is, I think that might have been Duncan going off. That's not the way you want to be going around this track. As much as it's fun backwards, going backwards into the barrier is definitely not the way to be doing it. It's going to cost his tyre wear. If he starts to tie the race on these compounded tyres, they're going to be on a definitely higher, more worn than the cars around him. But we've still got 12 minutes left in the session. A few drivers invalidating, a few drivers coming into the pits. Let's try and find someone who is on a lap. I think Mr. Morning is on a lap. Let's see what he can do. Comes across the line in 7th place with 118.5. We've got someone else. I think that's Duncan coming into the pits after his earlier spins. We've got what looks like a Mercedes off, but I think that's Skeldog. We've got 3 drivers all in blue cars, or their tag on the left-hand side is all Petronas blue. That's going to make things fun. I think Pinty, he's coming into the pits anyway. Let's have a Dutchy, by the way. He's coming around the final corner, and he's coming into the pits as well. What about, who is this coming on the final corner? I think that's Skeldog, also coming into the pits. We've got a few drivers coming into the pits, finishing their laps. I'm just going to have to take a few moments to get used to everyone's name before I mess it up during the race. I'd rather get everything sorted here and done before we start the race. But let's go over a few bits of information about this wonderful track in the meantime. We've got 4.65 kilometers track. It's a fairly short lap time, 1 minute 17s, mid 17s of what these drivers are doing at the minute. 33 laps, 15 corners, and obviously located in the south of Portugal. A lot of drivers in the pits. I think lots of people are on cooldowns as well, and Richter has left the session. I cannot speak. 3 people invalidating the laps as well. We've got someone off in the middle sector. That looks like Tutti Boy, as Hilestadinho has got a 5-place grid penalty for colliding with someone. Looks like it's down at turn 2. Might have been the driver that just went past in the blue car. I have no idea who is in the blue car, because we've got 3 drivers in the blue car. I think it might be Reggie, as he's approaching turn 4 now. Lots of yellow flags. We've got someone else off. I think that is Liam off down at the middle sector. His final sector, sorry. His tyres definitely going to be slightly overcooked. You can see a little bit of gravel on his rear tyres, but he's about to, I think, start a lap. His current lap isn't a competitive one, to say the least. The 1 minute 53s. But let's see what type of time Liam can do here. Riding on board, going in towards turn 1. We've got lots of traffic on the inside, and it looks like he's got tons of traffic going into turn 2. Is the guy going to get out of the way? And he's just clocked him a bit too late. A replica of Nikita Mazepin and Sergio Perez in real life. That's definitely going to compromise his lap. You can see the sector splits already in the 22s. He's 1/10 of his time, so it's not too bad actually. It's only a 10th off. Maybe he could find that time left, but he's already done 4 laps on these soft track tyres. It could be trying to be getting into the groove of the track conditions. It is definitely brightening up. It was quite overcast at the start of the session, and that is another spin for someone down at that corner. If it comes to my head, I can't remember what corner it is, but a few mistakes being made in this qualifying session. Could be something to keep an eye out during the race. Obviously 33 laps, it's all about being consistent, especially around this track. Hello everyone in the chat as well. I haven't got the chat up on my phone, but I'm assuming everyone's enjoying the qualifying session. Let's have a look. By Jasper is on a lap, I believe. Just clocked onto him here, going through the middle sector. Let's see if he can negotiate the double right-hander. Just misses the yellow sausage curb on the inside. Does he get on the power too early? No, he's nice and cautious on the throttle there, going up the hill, then down the hill, then back up the hill again before going back down the hill for this awkward double apex right-hander. He's able to hold it quite nicely. Almost ran wide off onto the runoff area on the left-hand side, which will be invalidated if you do so. I believe that's Reggie moving his way up into 5th place, but we're just going to ride on board with By Jasper and see if he finishes this lap and see. That's not what we want to do. That's the button. It's been a while since I've commentated on an F1 race, but Pinty actually goes purple with a 17.2, 5/10 clear of Piet, and By Jasper moves his way up into 5th place with a 1:18.007. Promoting the new James Bond film coming out, has come out, sorry. Someone's off. I think that's Dutchy, by the way, off at turn 3. Apologies about that. He's currently 23 seconds off of his time. Nico Zora, currently in 15th place, has invalidated this lap. Only one Luca Rosman's also invalidated this lap on the set of medium tyres, so I might be trying to start this race on the medium. Strategy is an interesting one here. It should be a soft to hard, but from my personal experience of doing a 50% race around this track, is that the tyres, when they go off, you definitely feel the lack of grip, especially around this track. I think when the softs go off, you feel them going off. So starting on the mediums, going to the hard compound tyres might not be too much of a bad choice. But keeping on board with only one Luca Rosman, he's been able to keep it. It looks like a clean lap so far, going through the double right-hander in the middle sector. Can he negotiate one of the more trickier corners around this track? It looks like he's done so nicely. Currently 7th place in the championship, 13th position in this qualifying session. Got yellow flags in the middle sector. Hopefully looks like everyone's back on track. I think that might be Sumi, currently in 10th. No, he's in the pit lane. That might be our pitter going through the 3rd sector, who might have had enough. I think that's the grey icon you can see in the bottom right hand side of the screen. But only one Luca Rosman's going to finish this lap on the medium tyres. No, he's not. He's going to come into the pits and not complete the lap. We've got Mr. Morning currently on an invalid lap. Just clocked that. Let's see if By Jasper's on a lap. By Jasper's 6/10 down his time. Might have been improving. Nico Zora. I think he's just finished, or he's just starting a lap actually. Or I don't know if he's done 2 laps on these softs, so he might have just done a lap, which put him in 14th place. Someone is off. I think that might be Sumi. Could be getting out of the way for what looks like Tubokaran. Tubokaran currently in 9th place in a reddish kind of dark. I was going to say dark yellow, but it's kind of like a lime. Nice colour combination. I do like seeing all the drivers' multiplayer car liveries. Seeing definitely some creative ones out there. Some of them are simple but effective, like Tooty Boy. Nice golf themes livery. They're the kind of vibes that I'm getting with this one. He's currently starting his lap going through the first sector. Someone's coming around the final corner who's actually going into the pits. Trying to find someone who's on a lap. Who have we got? I think everyone's on out laps. Got Nico Zora, who's 2.7 seconds off on his time, could be coming into the pits. Cyrax is starting his lap. He's 11 seconds off the pace last time out. Let's have a look. I think we've got Duncan Donuts. He's on an invalid lap. Everyone either on an out lap or an invalid one. Who have we got? I think, yeah, Reggie's on an out lap. Liam's on an out lap. Tooty Boy, who we saw at the start, he isn't on an out lap. So let's watch this lap from the man currently in 7th place. Quite a way off pole position. Let's just change it to Delta, just so you can quickly see the gaps with 3.5 minutes left to go in this qualifying session. Can he make his way further? No, he comes into the pits. Can we find someone on the lap? Mr. Morning, he's on an invalid lap. We've got Whiskey coming around the final corner on an out lap. Piet's just going around the final sector now. Dutchy, by the way, is starting his lap, so we might actually see someone set a lap time here. We're going to keep on board with Piet. Yeah, let's keep on board with him as he rounds the final corner, keeping it nice and close to the inside. Tubokaran goes up into 2nd place, but someone else is coming into the pits as well. Sumi, currently in 10th place, moves his way up a position in 9th place, improves by just over a 10th. Let's get the gap back up to the fastest lap times. Who else? We should have everyone coming on laps now, seeing as everyone was on an out laps before. We've got Liam coming around the final corner. He's got Duncan about 3 seconds behind him on track. He's going to finish this lap. Where's it going to put the blue car driver up into 7th place? I didn't really know what to say there. I was going to say like a manufacturer, but obviously no manufacturers for the academy. Someone's coming around the final corner. Someone's off. That's Sumi down at turn 4, and has actually decided to retire from the session with about 2 minutes left to go. Mr. Morning's about to start. No, it's not. That's by Jasper, either starting or finishing one of his laps. He's currently in 3rd place, 4/10 off provisional pole position. Only one Luca Rosman's coming around the final corner. He's 5.5 tenths up on his time. This could be a good lap. I thought he was coming into the pits there. Currently in 14th, and he moves up into 9th place. And Reggie was disqualified for going the wrong way. That looks like it's down at turn. Is this him here on the left-hand side? On the right-hand side, it is. So that's Reggie disqualified. Whiskey's gone off. I don't know if that was a mistake, because that turn 3 is a really easy corner to make a mistake and go off. Get on the power too early due to the elevation change. Dunkin' Donuts has also decided to retire from the session. We've got Nico Zora on a flying lap, on an out lap, sorry, about to start a flying lap with just a minute left to go in the session. This will be the drivers' final laps here in quali, their last attempt to move their way further up the grid. I'm going to change it to the best lap for now. So Skeldog has still done his fastest lap on the medium tyres. However, he is on the softs at the minute, about to start his outlap going through the middle sector. Let's keep on board with Nico Zora then, making his way through the first sector. Let's see what his sector split is. He's 300s up on his time, breaking at the 100 metre board. Hooks up the apex note quite nicely. Use all the track on the right hand side to get on the power nice and early in the run up towards the double right hand. Does he clip the curb? Only just, doesn't run wide either. Takes a more wider line and gets on the power just a little bit too early. And that is going to be Nico Zora for 14th place at a max, as he's now reversing back onto the track. Unfortunate for him. Can Pinty improve? He does improve on his fastest time. Extends his lead, not by much, but could be enough to guarantee pole position. Piet is about to start his time as Peter improves, goes up into second place, 2/10 off the fastest time with a 1 minute 17.4, closer to the 17.5. Let's have a look. Someone's coming around the final corner. Is that Skeldog? No, it's Liam on a set of soft compound tyres by Jasper's retired. But where can Liam put himself on the grid? He improves, but can only consolidate on a 7th place for now. What can Nico Zora do after that spin earlier? Just remembered he won't be improving. What about Mr. Morning? Has invalidated his time. Skeldog has invalidated him in his time, so your race winner from Bahrain won't be improving and can only start a maximum of 6th place. He's got only one Luca Rosman behind him on track, and in the qualifying grid for now. He's 2/10 up on his time, making his way through the final few corners. Turn 14 that leads into the long swoop in turn 15. Where can only Luca Rosman? Does he invalidate? He's turned in too early, and on the final corner he's invalidated his time. He's going to finish it anyway, but I think he's lifted off. But 19.2. How unfortunate for him. We've got Piet going around the final corner. He's currently a 10.5 up. Can he improve on 5th place? Yes, he does, and puts himself on the front row of the grid. Can he maintain it though? As don't think anyone else is improving. Only Pinty is left to set a lap, but I think this is a pretty slow lap indeed. Actually, my apologies. We've got Liam. We actually got a few other cars on laps. Liam is on an invalid lap though, so cannot improve. Mr. Morning's also on an invalid lap, so won't be improving. Nico Zora is 7/10 down, so he won't be improving either. And for round 2, the first race here at Portimao, I believe it's going to be sorry, Pinty takes pole position, followed by Piet in second. Peter takes 3rd position, followed by Tubokaran in 4th, by Jasper in 5th, Skeldog in 6th, Liam in 7th, only one Luca Rosman in 8th, Duncan in 9th, Whiskey in 10th, Sumi in 11th, Mr. Morning in 12th, Thyrax and 13th, Nico Zora in 14th, Dutchy in 15th, Tootie Boy in 16th, Hilstadinho in 17th, and after being disqualified earlier, Reggie will start from the back of the grid. We're just waiting for Mr. Morning for his engineers and his mechanics, not his engineers, his mechanics, to put his car back in the garage, and then we should be racing here at Portimao, 33 laps of this beautiful track. I can finally get the chat up on my phone. Hello everyone. Is anyone thinking of doing a medium soft? It's going to be tough. I think they probably could go the distance, but it's just going to be how much time you lose. Pierre making a good point. It could rain. Turn 8 ending live. Definitely a valid point being made. But yeah, here is your starting grid once again. Pinty on pole, joined by Pieti on 2nd place. But Skeldog on the mediums. Interesting choice. Only 5/10 of pole position, so he could be doing a medium hard or a medium soft, or maybe a medium soft, depending on safety cars that could have further impacts in the race. Thank you to everyone currently watching, and hope you enjoy this academy race, round 2, here at Portimao. It should be an interesting one. Portimao does promote some amazing overtaking in the game. The real life is it's a bit of a 50-50 at the minute. We've only had 2 races, can't really judge what the racing's going to be like. What's the best strategy? Well, the game, I think, recommends a soft to hard. I think that's the safe strategy. Medium hard might be better, though, towards the end of the soft stint. Soft to medium, though, could possibly be possible if the drivers can stretch out the soft tyres. Safety car as well, or VSCs, could have implications on the strategy call. And also, if you can keep your front wing intact. But it looks like someone is starting on the medium tyres outside the top 10. I can see in the garage in the bottom right. At the start of the session, those were softs, but now they've changed to mediums. Let's get up all the tyre information just so we can see what tyres everyone's starting on. I haven't done the best of jobs. Let's get the data as well. So it's mediums with Skeldog after qualifying on them through the 18-minute qualifying. Mix of strategies outside the top 10. We've got Sumi on the mediums, Nico Zora, on the mediums, being followed by Reggie and Hilstadinho. A few people getting disqualified from the formation lap, from making contact with one another. Dutchy, Syax and Mr. Morning on the soft compound tyres, but Tootie Boy, the only one opting for the hard tyres. Now, he's going to be going long in this race, probably about 23 laps before he could be into the pits. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can keep up with the soft and medium runners in the early phases of this race. DRS is quite important, especially if you're wanting to look for a move or keep up with someone down the massive long start-finish straight. Quite a long straight, pretty much the whole length of the track, or the longest part of the track, literally goes from one end to another. Let's go back up to your pole sitter, Pinty. He'll be looking to convert this into another race win, or not another race win, his first race win, sorry. Pierre is saying he expects a lot of track limits penalties. We'll have to wait and see whether these guys can keep it on the track. Obviously, it can make all the difference at the end of the race. You can see there, the two drivers being disqualified from the formation lap. Their tyres are going to be stone cold. And they're not going to get off to a good start. I think that's a fair assumption to make here. Let me know in the chat what your opinions are of this track. Do you like it? Is it challenging? Is it up there with one of your top 3 tracks, possibly? Maybe in the F1 game, maybe in the world. We'll just have to wait and see. There's the predicted pit stop strategy. A 2-stop is Pinty's selected, lap 9 for softs, and then another set for mediums. Interesting, the 2-stop though, it could be quick with the tyre degradation rates around this track. I'm going to get rid of the UI for the start of this one. You can see the lights are counting down. We have the 5 red lights. Just waiting to hear the engines build. We've got quite an awkward camera angle, but it's lights out, and away we go for round 2 in the Academy League here at Portimao, and Pinty's off to a good start. He maintains the lead going into turn 1. He's wheel to wheel though. He's got off the track and he maintains the lead. Let's just have a look further down the grid. I think everyone has gone through turn 1 unscathed. There's someone diving it down the inside of turn 2. Bits of dust being kicked up everywhere, but I think overall a clean start for those. Duncan going wheel to wheel. There's a little bit of contact. They're 3 wide. Duncan by Jasper. Mr. Morning going in towards turn 3. How somehow they've all I don't think any damage has been made. I think that's Reggie going wide down at turn 4. But so far everyone's off to a clean start. Pinty leads the way. Someone's lost the rear, the back end. I think that might have been Tubokaran. Maintains 3rd position for now, but will be under pressure soon on whisking. Tootie Boy going wheel to wheel. Tootie Boy after a brilliant start on those hard compound tyres. Can he hold it to the inside? Not quite. He's going to be under pressure from Reggie. He's going to get the good launch, a good run, as that's only one Luca Rosman going for a move on Pinty. And there's contact, and Tubokaran is out. I saw the front left tyre come careering off. I don't know who he made contact with. Duncan's got a 3-second time penalty already for track limits, and that is not the way he was hoping this race was going to go. And it looks like he's collided with Piatti, who's got front left end plate damage. So Pinty now leads this race, followed by only one Luca Rosman Skeldog up into 4th place on those medium compound tyres. He's having to defend from Liam, but he's able to maintain fourth position in this race for now as everyone's making their way through turn 1 for the second time. That's Dutchy going for a move in towards turn 1, and that's Whiskey off. He must have got onto the inside curb on the exit of turn 1, and that's, I think that's Nico Zora also off at turn 1. So Portugal claiming a few victims here. You can see there Nico Zora going for the 1 stop, Whiskey on a predicted 2 stop. So mix of strategies here in this race already by Jasper, going for a move on Liam down in towards turn 4, and he's gone wide, but too late on the brakes, and Liam was able to maintain the position and get 5th place back in this race. Does everyone survive turn 8? It looks like it for now. But some of the medium runners have actually got off to a good start. Reggie up into 9th place. That's Pietty not off to the best of starts onto the medium compound tyres. So that's going to be a 2 stop for him for sure. But Jasper and Liam, 3 our closest battle. Yellow flags, and that's Pietty off again. And this race has just gone from bad to worse for him. Down at turn 4. He's probably gotten the power a little bit too early through the fast left-hander. But Pinty sets a new fastest lap of the race, beats by Skeldog on those medium tyres, so he's definitely got some pace as Duncan and Sumi now going wheel to wheel in the run down towards turn 1. He gets 3rd position initially, but Sumi's going to tuck in towards the slipstream. He's going to go down the inside and towards turn 1, and he's gone off the track to get it. He might give the position back, but Duncan's going to try a switchback move to the inside. Sumi's just able to keep it round the outside. His driver's picking up time penalties already. Sumi trying to defend this position on the medium tyres. Duncan's going to have the tyre advantage, the grip advantage, as they make their way into turn 4. And Sumi's just later on the brakes than Duncan's pink F1 car. He's able to maintain 12th place for now and try and push for some points in this race. Let's have a look up further to the top of the grid. Someone's off. That's by Jasperov down at turn 8, claiming another victim in both the race and qualifying session. He's going to drop all the way down to 4th place. Not the start he would have wanted. But Dutchy, by the way, is catching up to the back of Tootie Boy, by the way, who's actually had a good start. I don't know why I said Tootie Boy. By the way, that's late on the brakes, but he's able to make it stick. But there's a bit of contact. He got a bit loose on the rear. That's going to leave him vulnerable to Reggie behind. He's just got that one covered. He's still poking a nose in down the inside. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Well, almost wheel to wheel through turn 14, but before a little bit of lag. Rubber banded Dutchy just a little bit ahead of Reggie, who's now going to be under pressure. In the run down towards turn 1, you can see slipstream overtake being enabled. Let's get the telemetry up on screen. He's going to go down the inside and up into 9th place. He's gone off the track to get the position. He lifts off the throttle to let Reggie back through. Good sportsmanship there from Cyrax, who maintains 10th position. But Pinty just getting enough advantage out in front to be outside of the DRS range. We're already on lap 4 as Cyrax goes over to the inside. He's got that covered though, 6/10 separating him and Duncan going in towards turn 4. But overall the field is still fairly close to one another. Skeldog gaining on the back of R. Peter early on in this race on those medium tyres, showing he's got the pace. Could be on a 2-stop, could be on a 1-stop. We don't know what tyres he's going to go on after this stint. We'll just have to wait and see. Tootie Boy, Mr. Morning going wheel to wheel. There's a bit of contact, and Mr. Morning not being left any room there on the outside. He might have had an off on the curb. Oh no, he didn't have an off on the curb. He's able to maintain it. Still in late place. That's someone off. That's Duncan. Oh, that was so close for him. Drifting off. No grip there. It's so easy to do. Get on the inside curb on the left-hander and go spinning off into the apex of the next corner. Peter and Skeldog going wheel to win the run down towards turn 1. But Skeldog's got the position, promoting himself up onto the podium position. Here goes Reggie looking for a move on Mr. Morning, who might be looking for a move on Dutchy in front. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Dutchy's able to maintain 7th place for now. He's able to keep it on the track. Is anyone going to send in towards turn 2? Not quite. I think they're going to wait for the DRS as Duncan's got off again down at the final corner. Mr. Morning getting a little bit out of shape on the exit of turn 3. That's going to leave him vulnerable to Reggie behind. I think someone had it off there. I think that's Cyrax in the wall behind. But the 50-metre board almost being shattered by Reggie running wide. Yet is in sector 1. That is for Cyrax, who went off down at turn 3. Turn 4, sorry. Not turn 3. Yellow's in sector 1 and 2, but that is for the 3 black cars running in 11th, 12th and 13th place. But we have a nice battle forming here for 7th place. Tootie Boy on the hard tyres. He started towards the back of the grid, up into 6th place. An incredible start from him. People into the pits from, I'm assuming, either wing damage or for a fresh set of tyres after earlier spins. And speaking of another spin, that's going to be a monumental accident for Mr. Morning. Somehow didn't lose a wheel there as he goes careening off into the barrier, getting all out of shape on exit. Yellow flags. It doesn't look like it's going to bring out a safety car, but Mr. Morning now has absolutely no front wing. And well, thankfully for him, he decided to do it at the end of the lap, where the pit stop, or the pit lane, is quite close. Doesn't have to do a whole lap with no wing. Skeldog has actually closed that gap to only one Luca Rosman, battling for second place on those medium tyres, proving that he has got pace in this championship and will be looking to take home the victory. That's a late send from Dutchy on Tootie Boy. There's contact between the two. They're both forced off the track. That's going to leave them both vulnerable to Reggie Boy. That was a late send from Dutchy. They're still going to go wheel to wheel. There's more contact being made. Tootie Boy gets the position up into 6th place, and Reggie makes Reggie makes contact with Dutchy, and Dutchy's off into the gravel at turn 8. I think Reggie's round as well, and what happened there between those three drivers? I think Reggie just tried to capitalise on a sticky situation between Dutchy and Tootie Boy, and both drivers ending up facing the wrong way down at turn 8, and you can just see the gravel in those tyres. I'm not going to be surprised if they make more spins on those worn tyres. You can see Reggie almost getting a little bit out of shape there as well through turn 11. Interesting events as Skeldog's gaining in towards turn 1. He's wheel to wheel to the inside. There's a little bit of contact as Luca Rosman just slots in behind. Maybe was trying a switchback move, but he's not going to give this one up without a fight. Skeldog though up into 2nd place. It's been a good start from him from 6th on the grid. What can only one Luca Rosman do as he's opened up the DRS? He's only got 33% of battery left. Is he late on the brakes? He's not as late on the brakes. I think someone was drifting into that corner. That was a lie. Someone is about to get lapped. I think that's Whiskey, who's already been lapped by the race leader. I think he's made 2 pit stops in this race. Only one Luca Rosman though on those soft tyres. This is what I was talking about. Those soft tyres just go off so quickly around this track. You can see the medium runners are coming into play. Soon might be someone to keep an eye on as well. See if he can gain on Tootie Boy though, who is on the hards. Mr. Morning picks up a 3-second time penalty to add to, well, he becomes the 5th driver to get a time penalty in this race. I think softs last about 10, 12 laps, I think, maybe 13. Somewhere between that region. I think that's when the softs are in their prime. After that, I think it's either puncture territory or they just completely go off the cliff. And what's happened to only one Luca Rosman? He somehow lost it at the final corner, and that is not good for him. He doesn't have any wing damage. His tyres are definitely going to be overheated though. No, that's just yellow flags in the final sector. No one has gone off, but hugely unfortunate for only one Luca Rosman. He was fighting for 2nd place. This track claiming another spinner, but Liam is gaining on the back of our Peter, and the timing screen glitch is back again. So sorry about the intervals, but I think this is our closest battle on track for 4th place. Whiskey picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. Liam though on the soft tyres, 2 drivers on the soft tyres. Let's have a look at the gainers and losers here in the race so far. Tootie Boy and Hill Stadino up 10 places from the start. Skeldog up 4, Reggie up 7, but by Jasper and Piatti down 11 places. Not the start I'm sure they would have been hoping for this race. Sexify just confirming that the soft tyres go around 10 to 14. Unique J saying 12 to 14. As Skeldog sets a new fastest lap of the race. Liam comes into the pits. So that's going to be a 2-stop for him, I think. I think lap 9 was the predicted pit stop for a 2-stop. By Jasper picks up a 3-second time penalty, but Skeldog is gaining on Pinty here on the medium tyres. The gap was 2.3. It's now 1.8 seconds. Tootie Boy on the soft tyres, gaining on only one Luca Rosman on the softs as well. So if he can keep this pace up throughout the race, if he can keep up this pace throughout the race, at the end of the when he pits for soft tyres at the end, he's definitely going to be a driver to keep an eye out as he's opened up the DRS. He's going for a move down the inside. Can he make it stick? There's a little bit of contact between the two. Only one Luca Rosman's forced off the track, but Tootie Boy gets the position done. Up into 4th place in the golf-themed livery. Can now start the charge for our Peter on those hard compound tyres. So it looks like the softs are already starting to go off already. Just like I was saying in qualifying, they don't last too long. As I think that's Reggie just getting past Dutchy there, down at turn 6 and 7. I think that's Cyrax who's had an off down at turn 7. He's got on the inside curb. That's the only thing I'm assuming. He's overheated the rear tyres, doing donuts, stranded in the middle of the track as your race leader Pinty is into the pits from the soft compound of tyres. The softest compound here. I believe this track has the C2, 3 and 5? 2, 3 and 4? I'm not too sure. But he goes into the medium tyres. That could be a 2-stop from the race leader. I'm not sure mediums can go 23 laps. I thought you'd have to go to at least lap 14 for the mediums to go to the end. It's going to be interesting to see if he can make this one stick. There's only one Luca Rosman's gaining onto the back of Tootie Boy. It's going to open up the DRS riding on board with the... where is he in the championship? I can't remember where he finished last week. I think he's 7th place in the championship, I think. I can't quite remember. Trying to fight for a podium here early on in the race. Tootie Boy doing a stunning job on the hard tyres. Currently 7.3 seconds off our Peter. But this is our closest battle on the track. We've got Liam close behind Nico Zora on a fresh set of medium tyres. Thank you to everyone who's currently tuning in. We've got Duncan who's gaining on the back of by Jasper going through turns 1, 2 and 3. We're looking to try and get the move done as soon as possible. Here we go, he's in the DRS range, he's using overtake, he's not got much of it left though. Here we go, he's not going to go for it down the inside as Liam's gaining on the back of Nico Zora. Fresh tyres for him, someone's had another off. That's Cyrax down at turn 8. Once again, turn 8 proving to be a challenging corner for these drivers. As here we go, Liam with the more superior grip, he's going to try and go for a move. That's our Peter off down at turn 2. Rejoins the track safely, but his tyres are definitely going to be heated. Overcooked down to 5th place. A few drivers coming into the pits. Here's Liam going for a move down the inside in towards turn 1. Gets the move done before turn 1. Only one Luca Rosman trying to go for a move on Tootie Boy, and that's Pinty off. Your provisional race leader's off down at turn 4, and this track is causing mayhem for the drivers tonight. No one can seem to keep it on the track. It's almost like Turkey last year. So many mistakes being made. That puts Skeldog up into the lead of the race, if he can keep it on track, that is. But mistakes being made left, right and centre. Time penalties being picked up as well. Almost 80% of the grid have time penalties. And there's another one. Cyrax picks up a 3-second time penalty. Dutchy and Pietty going wheel to wheel down in towards turn 5. Pietty's late on the brakes. Can he make this one stick? Dutchy's going to try the switchback move, but on those hard tyres. I think, well, those fresh hard tyres, they probably have the same amount of grip as the 8-lap worn mediums. We'll just have to wait and see how this battle unfolds. So they make their way through turn 8. Can they make their way out of turn 8? It's a tricky camera angle to note if they have done it safely, but that's only one Luca Rosman getting the move down the inside and towards turn 1, but it's gone too deep. Tootie Boy with a beautiful switchback move gets the move back up into 2nd place. These two, though, only costing themselves lots of time to Skeldog, who's got an 18.6 second lead on the medium tyres. Absolutely incredible stuff from him, showing that he has the pace in this championship to do big things later on in the season. Only one Luca Rosman, though, is not going to give this one up without a fight. Maybe looking for one towards turn 8. That's Tootie Boy off and he's round. Did he make contact with only one Luca Rosman? He did make contact. I think it's only one Luca Rosman letting him go. Was there contact? I'm not sure why only one Luca Rosman's let off there, but that's cost him another position to Sumi. Now he's up into 2nd place. Only one Luca Rosman down to 3rd, and Tootie Boy running wide at turn 8. Dropped down now to 6th position. That's cost him a lot of time. Actually, by the way, picks up a second time penalty. Let's have a look at the time penalties. Everyone on 3 seconds. Yellow flags. That's only one Luka Osman off again. I think this is his third spin, or his second spin in this race. I think he's going to come into the pits potentially for a fresh set of tyres. Yes, he is. Off of those 11 lap old mediums, and he's losing control of the car in the pits. I think he's just able to slow it down. But Pinsy, though, sets the fastest lap of the race on his recovery drive from that earlier spin. He's 34 seconds behind the race leader and still has to make another stop, as Gavra just currently cursing Skeldog there, saying he's the only one who's not going to spin in this race. We'll see how long that's able to last as he's making his way through the final few corners to start lap 14 of 33. Thank you to everyone who's watching. I hope you're enjoying the racing here, as we've got Dutchy and Mr. Morning going wheel to wheel through turns 1 and 2. Mr. Morning's just able to maintain 12th place for now on those more worn medium tyres, but probably have similar amounts of grip to the fresh hards. There are definitely some tracks where the hard tyres take some time to get up to temperature. I think that's fair to say. Some tracks though, some tracks like Bahrain, China as well, they do feel quite nice. We have a nice train forming though in the battle for third place, being led by our pitter. Unit J asking if the Academy used the racing line. No, I don't know. They have the racing line. I can't remember. I don't think they used to. I'm not sure if it is for this season. But looking at this battle for third place, I'm sure Gav can let me know in the chat. Hill Stadino's in a really good position here. He's got all of his battery left to play with. He's got 90% of ERS compared to the guys around him. 84 though for Reggie, so he's going to be someone who could challenge for position. Do they survive turn 8? They do on this time. They do this lap. Tuesday Boy, I think, is going to take that corner slightly more cautiously than he has the previous times. That looks like Duncan and Dutchy now going wheel through turn 3 in towards turn 4. Duncan's able to keep the position, and your race leader is into the pits. No theatrics of speeding in the pit lane or anything. I'm assuming it's going to be the white striped hard compound tyres, and it is after 15 laps on the softs onto the hards. Looks like he's actually going to come out in the lead of the race. Lewis Hamilton, or Max Verstappen style, is able to pit, come out ahead of the rest of the field. Whiskey getting ahead of Cyrex in towards turn 1 and 2. A few drivers coming into the pits though. Oh, my apologies there. As here comes Reggie, looking for a move. DRS wide open, breaks slightly earlier than Tuesday Boy. Not close enough to go for a move in towards turn 1. The kink is turn 2 in towards turn 3. But Tuesday Boy is in a good position to get the move done on our pitter. With the DRS, he's going to use all the overtake he has. He's going to pull over to the right hand side of your screen. That's late on the brakes. Is it too late on the brakes? Down the inside, our pitter's going to try a switchback move. He's been left vulnerable to Reggie though, who's just going to back off, lift off the throttle, and let our pitter go through there. You don't want to be going wheel to wheel through these two sets of corners. I don't think we've seen anyone go through wheel to wheel through here. Nico Zora into the pits as well, onto a set of hard compound tyres. But I think at this stage of the race, Skeldog is the favourite to win this one. 6.3 second lead advantage, and does not need to stop. Whereas these guys, if you look here, they all need to stop. Tutor Boy, our pitter, and Reggie are the only ones who haven't come into the pits yet. And they're on the hards, softs, and mediums respectively. Maybe our pitter's going to do this soft medium strategy that we were talking about. In fact, he's into the pits now, so let's have a watch and see what tyres he goes on to. We'll be able to keep an eye out on the top left hand side of the screen. Reggie also into the pits. It's medium tyres for our pitter. He's going to try and do the remaining laps on those tyres. Reggie's onto the hard compound tyres, so our pitter's definitely going to have the grip at this stage of the race. And we'll come towards the end, final few laps. If Reggie can stay with him, he's definitely going to be in the running for a good position by the end. Tutor Boy still on those 15 lap old hards. We've got yellow flags, who's off it. Cyrax off once again down at turn 8. not having the best of races here, I think it's fair to say. A bit of a bogey track potentially as Liam goes through and he's just overcooked the rears, getting on the power a bit too soon. Needs to be careful when rejoining because that looks like by Jasper going through. Currently in 16th place after his earlier spin. Our Reggie though is keeping on the back of our Pitter on those hard compound tyres. Might have been able to get those up to temperature quicker than those medium ones. We've still got yellows in the second and third sector. I think that is for Cyrex though. No safety car or VSC needed. But the closest battle on track is the battle for 7th place. As Cyrex just moves off the track slightly. I think there's a bit of lag there. I think he has got off the pulled over quite nicely. We've got a nice battle forming as well for 15th place as Pietty and Whiskey going wheel to wheel. Is he going to be able to hold it to the inside? That door was closing quite quickly. Is he going to be able to send it? He's got on the curb on the inside and there wasn't really the room on the inside. Pinty trying to go for a move round the outside of Tootie Boy in towards turn 5. Tootie Boy's just able to hold it though down the inside. Pierre asking when's Imola coming? Cyrex has actually chosen to retire in the pit lane this month. It should be around the 20th of October. We had Portugal come towards, I'd say 60% through the month, around the 20th. So hopefully Imola will come soon. And this might be a controversial opinion. I prefer Portugal to Imola, but I prefer Imola in GT cars. On games like Assetto Corsa, I prefer driving Imola, I think, on GT cars rather than F1 cars. That could change though. That could change with Imola coming very soon, and obviously none of us have driven F1 cars around Imola. Skeldog though sets the fast lap of the race. Pinsky getting the move done on Tootie Boy with the DRS down the start finish straight. Sorry for missing that one. Tootie Boy though picks up a 3-second time penalty for running wide. Only 3 drivers are yet to pick up a time penalty. Sorry, I didn't know what I was saying there. Director, by the way, asking quite a interesting question. I'm going to put that one on hold though, as there's a gap on the outside for Reggie to try and go for a move in towards turn 1 round the outside. Can he make the move stick? Just gives enough room on the inside for our Pitter, but a beautiful move gives him 7th position in this race on his hard compound tyres. Back to what I was saying earlier. Director asking, are we going to race in Imola if it comes out early enough? Gavra saying yes. Some potential changes to the calendar, or for next season we might get Imola. We're going to get Jeddah as well coming in November. Should be an interesting one. Pierre saying, why is Imola not in GT Sport? I know. It's sad. What we need GT Sport with Project Cars tracks. That's what we need. That would be the dream game. Project Cars 2 has some outstanding tracks. But yeah, GT Sport's got a mix, a variety of those made-up tracks and some more well-known tracks. I don't know where they get their track selection from, to be honest. There are some interesting, there's some good tracks that aren't included in GT Sport, such as Daytona, but I think that's coming to GT7, I believe. Tracks like Imola, no Silverstone, Donington. But I guess the tracks in GT Sport are probably the most well known for GT racing, because obviously GT Sport's not all about like GT3s, GT11, P1s. You've also got like the road cars, classic cars, the slower cars, if that makes sense. Which is why there are tracks like Goodwood, DB Raceway. Just trying to think of the other tracks. I think the tracks that are in there are the more well-known tracks. I would love Mugello to be in the game. Mugello is one of my favourite tracks all time, along with Portimao. Spa is up there as well. I have an interesting favourite track list. Not much happening on track. This is our closest battle, the battle for 6th place between Hilstadinho, Reggie and Arpita. Reggie's going to have the DRS, he's going to have the overtake engaged. This could be 3 wide in towards turn 1. Reggie's kind of boxed in behind. There goes Arpita. Was that 2 moves in 1 straight? I think it was. Now Reggie's going wheel to wheel with Hilstadinho, who picks up a 3-second time penalty for going wide, but he's able to get the move up into 7th place. I think he might have already been in 7th place. I think Reggie was the biggest loser out of that one, but he's going to go wheel to wheel with Hilstadinho in the run down towards turn 5, down the hill, braking at the 100-metre board, but Hilstadinho was just later on the brakes, and these guys fighting is only going to allow Luca Rosman to gain on this battle and make it a 3-way fight. Make it a 4-way fight for what is 6th place on track. But we still have people like drivers like Tootie Boy who are yet to come into the pits. Speaking of, in comes Tootie Boy. Is this going to be for softs? Is this going to be for mediums? I think you can do 12 laps in softs. Surely this is going to be for soft tyres for the Golf-themed driver. Let's just continue to watch. And it is the medium, the yellow striped medium tyre. Interesting choice, as Reggie's got a good run through turn 14 into 15. Here we go, he's got the DRS, he's got the straight line speed. Tootie Boy just can come out in front of this battle in 5th place, but he's not close enough to go for a move in towards turn 1. What about Hilstadinho in 7th place? Can he challenge Arpita for 6th place? He's definitely going to be trying to put him under pressure, see if he can make any mistakes. 2 different lines being taken through turn 4. I opt for the wider approach. Personal preference, I guess. A few more drivers coming into the pits, those on a 2-stop, I believe. Gavra saying in the chat, PC2 tracks are better, but GT Sport is a better game. Totally agree with that. If we had PC2 tracks on GT Sport, my word, I could put a serious championship together. That would be an insane calendar. There are some things better on GT Sport, some project cars, but I don't like the contracts on GT Sport. By contracts, I'm assuming you mean manufacturer's event? Is that what you mean by contracts, where you sign a contract with a team and you get their Group 4, Group 3 car? Sarax has left the session, has retired, one of 2 retirements in this race. Tootie Boy, though, is gaining on the back of Sumi, the battle for 4th place, as we're on lap 22 out of 33, with 66% of the way through the race. 33 to go as a battle for 4th place commences. Overtake and DRS for Tootie Boy on the fresh medium tyres. This should be a simple pass down the inside of turn 5, and I think Sumo might just let him go there. Meanwhile, Reggie is still on the back of Hilstadinho. Battle for 7th place. This is almost becoming one big train. That looked like a mistake from Sumo. He's lost so much time through turn 7 and turn 8. Yes, GT Sport has no dynamic weather, unfortunately, but the trailer hinted for GT7 there could be dynamic weather in GT7 coming. They have it in the trailer, like the telemetries at the bottom, and there was a sign next to the fuel gauge as Reggie runs wide and completely annihilates the advertising boards. That allows only one Luca Rosman to go through, promote himself up into 8th place. Probably the easiest overtake. He's going to make this race, but it's not going to be done yet. Reggie with the DRS and overtake. Maybe that was a tactical move in towards turn 1, just back south of that one. But, yeah, they had a little indicator that said 100% rain. So that could potentially mean dynamic weather. It could go down to 50, 30, whatever. I could definitely have some fun with that when planning league races. Mr. Morning goes purple with a 119.2. But I'd like to have some dynamic races next season, even if it's like a Assetto Corsa where you can, or F1 where you can customize the weather. Because I'd rather have customizable weather than no dynamic weather, if that makes sense. I'd rather be able to say look, we're going to start dry and go to the wet, so we're going to have full wets, as Pinty is actually into the pits from the medium tyres. Liam follows him in, so 2 stoppers into the pits. That's only going to extend Skeldog's lead at the front. But yeah, I'd like to be able to change the weather. Only certain tracks have wet weather currently on GT Sport. But GT Sport's kind of a spin-off from the original Gran Turismo 65432, etc. Gavra saying Imola could replace Monza, depends on when it's released. Actually, Liam's going to come out in this fight. Is he going to come out in clean? Oh, that was close between him and Sumo's come out just ahead of Hilstedinho. And if you look on the minimap in the bottom right, what a fight we've got on here. And Liam on their fresh, soft, compound tyres. It's definitely going to be the fastest of these guys in those fresh tyres. Here we go. Using the ERS, he's going to try and maybe look for a move down the inside. He's not close enough. Only one. Luca Rosman going to send one down the inside on those warm medium tyres. Hilstedinho's gone off. Concedes the position and he's gone off into the barrier. And he's lost his front right end plate. And that's going to be his race over. Not completely over. He could still score points if he gets it back to the pits in time. It's going to be close though. Someone else is off at turn 1. It's Duncan. It seems like the consistency and the rhythm is all going downhill towards the end of this race. We've currently got a 4-way fight for 4th place. Our pitter leading this train with Sumo in 5th, Liam in 6th, only one Luca Rosman in 7th, and Reggie 1.8 seconds behind in 9th. Mr. Morning getting ahead of Nico Zora for 11th place. I think he's going to jump Hilstedinho if he decides to come into the pits. Liam and only one Luca Rosman going wheel to wheel through the final corner. There's contact between the two, but they're both going to have the DRS on Reggie. They're going to go 3 wide and they run down towards turn 1, and it's a massive crash. There's a bit of a monumental accident as all 3 drivers kind of converged lines there. Sumo's out of the race. Liam's got no front wheel. You can see the stranded car on the right hand side, and we've got a safety car. The Mercedes red safety car has been deployed for the first time this season. And I don't know if anyone else is getting vibes from Singapore between the 2 Ferraris and the Red Bull. But they tried to go 3 wide. They all converged on one another. And that has destroyed Skeldog's 37.8 second lead. He's going to come into the pits for a fresh set of soft tyres. Pinty, though, on those fresh set of soft tyres, is able to have a second chance to win this race. Someone's actually got off. No, they haven't gone off. That's the safety car parked on the left-hand side. But that was a monumental accident. It's a shame we got an onboard cam. The camera was kind of beside the driver's head there. Had it not been, I think that would have been a nice crash. Obviously, no crashes are nice. Spectators like to see crashes, but obviously for the drivers and a league racing standard. Yeah, but everyone's actually, I'm surprised not everyone's coming into the pits for fresh tyres here. It's only one Luca Roswell. He's going to have to come into the pits. He's got no front wing. Stewards might have to look at that one. The camera kind of changed to the onboard just as they all converged on one another. But wow, what an end to this race. It's going to be a fire. What's that? 8 laps to go. It's going to be a 6-7 lap showdown. The safety car will be out for at least 2 laps. Tooty Boy, our pitter, and Dutchy, they're going to struggle at the end of this race. They decided to stay out on those warm tyres. Meanwhile, everyone behind, apart from Mr. Morning, Nico Rosa as well, they've all come in for fresh soft tyres. This is going to be an interesting end to the race. But the safety car has been deployed, and this is where things are going to get interesting. Definitely haven't reached a lull in this race. Definitely have not. It's been one of the best races, one of the top better races I've commentated on, especially on the F1 side of things. Done the Premier Series last season with Toussaint. Pleasure as always. Season before with Toussaint in the freshman. Fortunately, we're not paired up again together this season, mainly because I'm in the Premier. He's in the Super League. I'm not busy on Thursdays, and I think he's busy on Tuesdays as well. So the Academy's the only one we could do together. But I'm not sure he's free today either. But let's have a look at the penalties just while we're under the safety car. I think Mr. Morning is out of this one. 24 seconds of time penalties. He's close to disqualification. Only the top two and Piatti have not got time penalties as of yet. But 6 seconds, 3 seconds, 9 penalty seconds for a lot of the field. Let's have a look at the position changes. Skeldog got 5, Tootie Boy up 13. Ooh, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. Our Pitter overtaking them to the safety car. Dutchy up 10 places, Reggie up 11. Sorry, I've been up since 4 AM, guys. It's part of my new routine, getting up early. It's not really working out for me though. I guess it is. I guess it's. I feel a lot better doing it. Drivers getting really close to one another here under the safety car. Hopefully we have no collisions, as that's going to bring a slight end to people's races. Looks like we're going to get the safety car out for one more lap, it seems. The light is still on the safety car. Never mind, safety car is in this lap. I'm going to hide the UI just so we can see the action in full. Actually, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry, because I don't know everyone's names yet. So I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. But we're going to just get rid of as much as we can just so we can see everything happening. Here we go then. Skeldog is going to lead the way, and he's gone already. Whiskey's got a 5-second time penalty for a collision. Tootie Boy's pairing it, looking for a move in towards turn 1. He's pulled up alongside Pinty. There's a few lapped cars in between. Tootie Boy is going to switch over to the inside. There's moves being made into turn 1. It's getting so close between those guys. Temporarily 3 wide. Dutch is looking for an inside move. We've got yellow flags in the third sector. Only one Luca Rosman trying to work his way to the outside. That's a lapped car spinning in the background. I think that could be... I'm not too sure who that is spinning at the back. That looks like Reggie's going to try and send one down the inside. Mr. Morning's late on the brakes, trying to go around the outside of Dutchy. Piatti not getting off to the best of starts. That's Hillstadinho off at the back. Someone's off in the wall, and it's Dutchy, by the way, with front left end plate damage off at turn 7, sorry, not turn 8. Working our way towards the top of the grid. Skeldog has had the best restart he could possibly have, as we are halfway through lap 38 of 33. I'm going to get everything back up on the screen now. Let's just get everything up. There we go, Mr. Nico trying to go for a move on Reggie. More yellow flags. That's by Jasper off at the back. Lovely racing here between Nico and Piatti. The battle for 8th place. I'm going to go quickly back up top to only Luca Rosmus closing on the back of Tootie, but he's using the overtake button. No DRS yet, as we haven't had 3 laps of racing after the safety car restart. They're going to go well towards turn 1, and there's contact between the two. No wing damage, it seems. No visible damage between the two. Mr. Morning and Nico and Piatti going well to well. Piatti's done the switchback move, and he's up into 7th place, but he's round, and he's now dropped down to 10th place. Could be 11th, as here comes Hillstadinho. Not the restart he was hoping for. Fair bit of contact happening, fair bit of spins happening as well after the restart here. Reggie's able to keep 6th place after getting past Mr. Morning down at turn 1. More yellow flags. I think that's by Jasper down at turn 15. Liam putting Nico Zora under pressure through turn 7, heading in towards turn 8, but he's not close enough to warrant a move there. Well, absolutely climactic restart I should say, to this race. Reggie taking a wide line through turn 11, sorry, to try and set himself up for the best possible run in towards turn 12 and 13. I think, no, into 12 and I think that's turn 12 and 13. In towards the final 2 corners, turn 14 and 15. Skeldog sets the fastest lap of the race. He's already pulled out a 2.7 second advantage, and DRS has now been enabled for the drivers who are in 1 second of another. Reggie will be one of those drivers when he gets to the DRS detection point. currently 6/10 behind Arpita on a fresh set of medium tyres. Here goes Liam and Nico going water in towards turn 1 and 2. Liam's able to get the move done up into 8th place, but for how much longer? Because Nico's going to try and fight his one back. He's not going to give this one up without a fight. He's going a little bit wide, a little bit slowish through turn 4. That's not going to help his hunt for more points in this race. I can't remember the penalty situation. All I remember is I think it's Mr. Morning, the one who's got 24 seconds worth of time penalties. Reggie's gaining on the back of Arpita on those fresh soft tyres. It's only going to be a matter of time, you feel, before he gets past. Here we go, he's going to set himself up for a move. He's going to try and go round the outside, take a wide line, get a good launch, a good slingshot in towards this fast left-hander before finishing off the lap. Someone's gone off, that's Nico Zora, so going real through with Pietri. No one going off, sorry. Possibly a mistake there. That looked just a little bit too easy from Pietri to get the move done. Skeldog sets the fastest lap of the race as Nico and Hilstadinho are going wheel to wheel through the final corner. They're still wheel to wheel, but who's going to come out on top in this one? They're going to go wheel to wheel through turn 15. Just having a look at up on top. I'm just going to quickly go to Reggie and Mr. Morning going wheel to wheel towards turn 1. It looks like they're going to make contact at the apex, but Reggie's just able to keep it around the outside. Nico dropping back into 11th place as Hilstadinho gets up into 10th place and finds himself in the points with only 2 laps to go. Here goes Reggie looking for a move down the inside of Arpita. Can he be late on the brakes? He's not later on the brakes. Arpita might have outbraked himself there, but he's able to hook it up quite nicely down at turn 5 as a Skeldog picks up a 3-second lead already after this safety car restart. Out of the field is starting to close up again between these 4 drivers. Tootie Boy leading this sort of train. He's 4 seconds behind. Only one Luca Rosman who's going through turn 11 and 12 now. But Registar is gaining so much on Arpita here on those fresh soft tyres. He needs to get the move done before his tyres start to fade. With only 2 laps to go though, he can afford to push on these final few laps. I'm surprised Arpita didn't pit under the safety car, to be honest. Jasper picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. There we go though, someone's gone off. That's Tootie Boy off at the final corner, and he was showing such great pace on the hard tyres, and he's lost the rear just like only one Luca Rosman done earlier, and that is going to be him out of the points, and he can only go for fastest lap at the end of this race. This track claiming so many victims, so many mistakes, so many spins, but someone's trying to put spins behind him. Reggie trying to go for a move in towards turn 5. Yellow flags. Who's that for? I think that's for Dutchy, by the way. Just letting the faster drivers go through, and it looks like Reggie's got so much more grip on these soft compound tyres as Tootie Boy actually manually retires from this race. Won't be getting any points from this one. It's the 4th DNF of the session, and surprisingly only one driver retired from that 3-car pile-up halfway down the start to finish straight. But Skeldog starts the final lap of the race here, lap 33 of 33, but it's not going to be over for these two. Here goes Reggie, he's on the overtake button, he's got the DRS, and he's got the move done up into 4th place. I think it's fair to say that move is done and dusted with the DRS and the overtake. Is ahead before the apex of turn 1. 10 lap fresh of soft tyres. I know what tyres I'd rather be on. As a little mistake from our pitter, they're going a bit too deep in towards turn 3. Could leave them vulnerable to Mr. Morning behind. But as the gaps begin to open up, the race begins to come to a close. Not long to go, only a few seconds. Vote for your driver of the day in the chat. Skeldog has got 100% of the votes so far. So Duncan moving his way up into 12th place, getting past the retired Tootie Boy. Let's see if Duncan, can go for fastest lap, or by Jasper on the fresh soft tyres. But going back up to Skeldog here, he's led every single lap negotiated, but each one of the 15 corners this track has to offer, and he's going to round the final corner and win the second race in the row here at Portimao. Pinty couldn't put up a fight and claim second place. Only one Luca Rosberg will take the final step of the podium and finish in third place. Reggie picks up a 5-second time penalty for unserving it, promoting Arpita up into fourth, and Pietri up into fifth place after picking up no penalties in this race. Liam up into sixth, Reggie down to seventh place, Hilstadinho in eighth, Nico Zora in ninth. Mr. Morning is going to finish in 10th place and secure a point. I'm not sure if Dutchy got the fastest lap. Duncan in 12th. Whiskey is going to finish in 11th. And Twitter Boy, despite retiring, is going to beat Jasper, who went a lap down. But what a climactic end to this race. A race that was heavily dominated by this guy, Scaledog99. Huge congrats to him. Mastered the strategy, starting on the soft compound tyres. Who actually got the fastest lap? I guess we'll check in a minute. Scaledog wins your driver of the day. Who wins the in-game driver of the day? It's going to be Reggie Star, who picks up the in-game driver of the day, making up the most positions during the race. And here are your top three once again, who will take their corresponding steps on the podium. Red, white and blue, it seems, are the three nationalities on top here at Portimao. And, well, if it's anything like this, the Freshman Premier and Super League are going to be three exciting races coming up in the following few days. Thank you to everyone who has stayed from the start. Welcome everyone who could be tuning in for the first time. But in a minute, we're going to be seeing the finishing grid. Scaledog wins from 6th position, taking home the fastest lap of the race as well. Maximum points for him as Pinty takes 2nd place. And anyone Luca Rosberg, a good recovery drive after the earlier incident, finishes on the podium. Arpita in 4th, followed by Pietri in 5th. Liam in 6th, Reggie in 7th, Hilstadinho in 8th. Nico Zora in 9th, Mr. Morning rounding out the top 10. Dutchy, by the way, in 11th, followed by Duncan in 13th, Whiskey in 13th, Tootie Boy in 14th, by Jasper in 15th, and your retirees, Sumo, Cyrax, and sorry, I've just had a complete blow. I don't know what happened there. Your retirements by Jasper, Sumo, Cyrax, and Chibokaran. Your full retirements from the race. Apologies about that. I don't know what happened there. I just kind of gave up. My mind just stopped working. Who knows? It could be a bad sign of things to come. Thank you everyone in the chat for joining me. Join someone tomorrow. I'm not sure who commentates the Freshman. It might be Sexify. I'm not sure. For the Freshman League tomorrow, Wednesday, you should hopefully have 2 Saint and Bon Evil for the Premier Series, and I think it's Sexify again for the Super League on Thursday, GT Sport on Friday and Saturday, and then to finish the week, the F1 Weekend League on Sunday. Thank you to everyone who's joined me in the chat. Congratulations to all the drivers here tonight, and I can't wait for. I'm looking forward to the following races in the week. Stay tuned for the next week's race at it's a track. Next week's race is at, I want to say, Canada? No, Canada. I think it's Canada. Let me double check. I thought I had the website open when I started that sentence. It is France. It is France, Nix. I knew that. I knew it had an A in it somewhere. That's going to bring an end to this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you, well, I might see you guys next week. Goodbye.